Alright, okay, so we're here at Yard Gear. Going to kind of give you an idea of the basic safety features of a chainsaw. And this is the Stihl MS291. We're going to go through the refueling, the starting procedures, how to sharpen the chain, things to look for, and how to clean and maintain it, those sorts of things. So, to begin with, we'll start at the back side of the saw. We've got some safety features back here that are very important. There's a safety stop that makes sure that you cannot pull the trigger, the throttle trigger, unless the back hand is firmly on there. Then you've got your all-in-one switch back here. It's got 4 positions. It's got off, run, half choke or warm-up position, and full choke position. That's also got comes with some features here too. In order to put it down into the full choke position, which is where you need to start for cold starting an engine, you simply pull in the throttle like I just did, push it all the way down, let go of your throttle, and we're ready now to pull this engine over. Should take just a few pulls until it fires over for the first time. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put it into our warm-up position, pull it 1 or 2 more times, and it'll run into a high idle situation. You'll always have your brake on so that the chain does not run away from you. And then to move from the warm-up position into your running position, it's just a simple pull of the throttle, and you'll notice this thing clicks up into the running position on its own. Let go of your throttle and we're back down to idle. To start it or stop it from there, it's a simple on-off switch right there. So the next thing we'll move on to is your filler plugs here. We've got one, the gas is at the back, right here, like so. It's a 1/4 turn, comes right open, and your oil is at the front. Same thing, 1/4 turn, pops off. You can't lose these, they're tethered, and they've got a convenient little hole there just to hold it. Same thing with this one, keeps it out of the way. Whenever we refuel our chainsaws or trimmers or any 2-stroke motor, instead of wasting around with getting the mixture right or anything like that, if it's for one of our customers, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Moto Mix. It's a premium fuel mix, lasts for about 2 years in the tank, and make sure that we got the right mix first time, every time. And so we're just going to pour that in there. I'm going to fill up the tank about 3/4 full. We might have this indoors for a few minutes. I don't want to take any chances on expansion or anything like that. So fill about 3/4 full there. Put that aside, and again, just put your cap down until you line up your lock position right here, and click it closed, just like that. Now, oil. We're going to use a regular medium Stihl oil again, same brand. Medium is good this time of the year. We're transitioning from real cold winter temperatures where you'd use a light oil into the spring and summer temperatures where a medium's more appropriate. And so we're just gonna, again, I'm gonna put that up to about 3/4, just like that, and like so, and close that again. Very simple. 1/4 turn, locks it in tight. That keeps the cap from coming undone, and there we have our saw. Next thing we're going to look at a little bit, just before we start the saw, is we want to make sure that the chain is both sharp and properly tensioned. So I'll show you how to do that, and also a few things to look for as well before you start up your saw. The thing we're going to look for mostly when it comes to the chain condition is make sure that there's no major damage to the bar, no major damage to the chain from the last time you used it. And that just with your finger, you're going to feel those tips very gently. You don't want to cut yourself, and make sure that they're quite sharp. The tip is the most important, and that's what we're going to look to make sure is very sharp. Now let's just say, for instance, oh, we find out, wow, that's really dull. What we're going to do is we're going to use a sharpening system like this. Now there's many out there. This guy here is definitely my favorite. It does 2 things at once. It will actually 3 things at once. It provides a guide, and also does sharpening, sharpens your teeth, and sharpens this little guy here called a raker. And what that does is it provides the chain some distance away from the cutter so that it doesn't bite too deeply and either chatter or vibrate on you, or kick back, which is a very dangerous situation. This little thing there, I don't know if you can get a close-up of that. That's a bird's eye view of a chainsaw. And so what I've got is I've got my chainsaw this same way. I'm just going to line that up to match my chainsaw, just like that. And then I lay this right in whatever tooth I want to sharpen. So from this side, I'm going to sharpen all my teeth that are facing that way. So which in this case is every second tooth. I'm going to lay that right in there. The guides automatically line up on the next teeth. And I don't know if you can get another little close up, but there's these neat little lines right here, and those give me my exact angle. So I'm going to match those with the chain, and then all I have to do then is sharpen that chain just like that. Nothing to it. If you've done any filing at all, you'll find this quite easy to use. I'm going to flip the chainsaw around and sharpen the opposite teeth, every second one, which is also facing away from me. But in order to do that, I need to flip this over, and again, we've got our chainsaw view, so I'm going to line that up the way it shows, just like that. Put it right in the tooth, and away we go. And what we're looking for here is to file those down equally and evenly so that we get a nice sharp point. That's the most important thing that we're looking for. And this will do a very good job of it. And we'll keep that raker down at the right distance as well. So not only is it safe, but the teeth are going to bite properly and give you a real strong cut as it goes through. The next thing to look for is, as I mentioned a minute ago, the proper tensioning of the chain. So this one's kind of just about right. I like to refer to it as a snap test, and it's just enough tension to snap back on the bar if you pull it away there in the middle, but not too much that it's really hard to pull away. So what I'm going to show you, I'm just going to loosen this chain up. These are the bar nuts. You just loosen those about a half turn or so until the bar kind of comes loose and can move around a little bit. And if you notice then, if I pull up on this chain, it's going to be a different tension. Sorry, pull up on the bar. If I pull up on the bar, it's going to be a slightly different tension than if the bar is in a down position. In working the saw, the bar will almost always work up into an up position, so that's where we want to pull it when we're actually tightening up the chain. So if you notice right now, I do the snap test on this. It's actually not going to snap all the way back onto the bar. It's hanging a little loose. So your tensioning screw is right here in the middle of the two bar nuts. I'm actually going to tighten that up a little bit until that comes up. And there we go. I'm doing my snap test. Just enough tension to bring that back on the bar. I'm going to tighten these two nuts here. And there we have it. We just tightened the chain, tensioned it properly, chain sharp. We're just about ready to go. Okay, so the next thing I want to just point out is you want to have a look in here. In here, especially if you've been cutting a lot of green wood, you've been limbing trees, you want to make sure that there's no sawdust. Small tree branches can get actually pulled in around and pulled in through here. Very important to have that cleaned out. If you find that there's a lot of debris in there, basically the procedure to do is always make sure your chainsaw is off, of course, and just loosen these two bar nuts. And what we'll do is we'll spin those right off, just like so. This side cover comes off really easy, and if you had a lot of sawdust and branches caught in around here, most of those will actually just fall out now. There'll be actually nothing holding it in. You can clean that with some cleaner, a good cleaner like Varsol or something like that, and a stiff bristled brush is fine. That'll clean that out really well. And then basically when you're done cleaning it, make sure that that's all back together. And check your owner's manual, because there's other areas to clean as well. And you can go for a more thorough cleaning, bringing it into your dealer. But cleaning that debris out of there in general will generally keep you up and running and keep you from clogging up and everything working just as it should. So I'm just going to tighten those back up like that. Not too much tension. You notice I keep my hand close in on the wrench, so I'm not putting too much tension on those bolts. And yeah, that's kind of the maintenance procedures, sharpening procedures, the fill-up procedure, and we can probably take it outside now and then show you the starting procedures of it now that we're ready.
Count on your gear, they're bringing service back.